Hi, this is Harry Huckey of Everything O-Scale, and this is an instructional video on my model, the East Coast Packing House. I'm going to start from the ground up and give a rough idea how to assemble it. This large part right here is a pre-assembled, pre-painted base which comes with the model. It's polyurethane resin, and to it I've added 5 deck supports. I didn't glue this one in so you can see how they go together. This is a completed deck support that has not been glued in. It's a 3-piece module. Here's a deck support as it comes. It's got an inside face, a main section, and an outside face. They all get sandwiched together and then glued together to form this. And this gets glued in like so. There are 6 of them total. And they pop in these little preformed concrete pylons. The next part is the wood deck casting. This is all one casting. And this goes on top and is glued in place like so. There's probably some sanding necessary to get these surfaces completely flat and plain. This glues on here and you match up these supports with one of these supports like so. The next step is to assemble the joist and roof support. Now, I've already pre-assembled 2 parts right here. The rafter assembly, this is all one assembly, and the pillar assembly, or the joist assembly, which is this part here. Here's another joist assembly here. Notice that there's 3 at both ends. This is only one part had to be cast. This comes around and gets glued like so, and this last pillar is cut out and discarded. To complete this step, I like to use a machinist square to make sure that the roof is perpendicular to the sides. Once these parts are put together, they simply plug into the deck supports like so. So now we have the base, the deck supports, the deck, the roof supports. Okay, now let's go to the roof. This is a partially assembled roof. It consists of the clear story vent, a roof section, and end rafters. These little parts here are additional roof support stiffeners. Here's a raw one here. And these get glued in here like so to make sure that the roof has the correct angulation when it fits on top here. This is a roof section which will be glued in over here. Like so. If it does not make an exact butt fit up against the clear story, you can heat it and gently shape it. Once the roof section is assembled, then it can be placed over the completed joist section, and the additional rafter ends, which is this casting here, can be added like so. And this essentially makes the roof removable for access to lights, etc. Then the whole thing goes together like that. There was also two other parts. There is a cabin and a cabin roof assembly which get glued on top of here. If you notice, the roof doesn't extend the whole length of the joist. The remaining part is the rooftop sign, which goes right here. And there's several ways to attach it. In the past, I've just drilled holes in the roof or made notches and attached a sign right here. The sign consists of a frame. Here's a rough frame which has not been cleaned up of flash yet, and another frame which glues to the back of it like so, and a face which glues on here, and stiffeners which get glued like so on the ends to hold it in place. Here's a stiffener, and they get glued right here to create the sign. The model comes with a decal which fits on the face either side of the sign, and another decal which glues on the face of the little cabin. These parts right here, these little angle brackets, get glued to the pillars and to the roof to give it additional structural support, and come with the model. Now the interior details, which consist of the assemblies and rollers for the fruit cases, this is in a rough sprue which has to be cleaned up and cut. This is an assembled end casting. As you can see, this part gets glued on top of this part, and the legs get glued into the bottom, like so. Likewise, the main runners, that's this part here, get glued to the main base, and there's supports that get glued in here, and these parts get glued into here to make the longitudinal runners for the base. Here's an intact longitudinal runner, and here is an intact roller assembly, and they get glued together like so. Then these two parts here are longitudinal supports which get glued here and here, and support the base of the fruit runner. Now, the next part and the final part are the actual crates themselves. Here's a crate here which has been a closed crate. Here's a crate here which has been painted to have oranges in it, and Here are some small baskets. Here's another small basket which has been painted. And these parts all come with the model. Here's another small part that comes with the model. This could be put on the floor of the deck. Now the roller assemblies, one goes here, the other goes down this end down here. And they basically go like, here's a longitudinal roller, and they extend down the whole inside of it, and these crates go on top of the rollers to simulate an active fruit packing house. This area down at the end is for loading and unloading of trucks. And some of these rollers can be used this way to load inside of the trucks. Likewise, they can be used this way to load the freight cars, which will go alongside the packing house. And that's basically how it goes together. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you.